Hello everyone! In this video we're going to discuss Project Hail Mary, and in particular we're going to talk about the movie adaptation, how it compares to the book, should you read the book first or not, or at all, and what the movie does better, what the book does better, all these details, okay? The first part of the video is going to be non-spoilery, so it's safe for you to watch. I'm going to spoil only what the trailers of the movie already spoiled. Now everybody who is interested in this movie or book already knows about Rocky, so I don't think I can spoil more that you already know. But in the second part of the video, I will go more into spoilers about the movie and the book, like more plot point spoilers. So if you haven't read the book, it's better to click away, but I will warn you before we go into spoilers, so you are safe. Okay, let's go. First, let's discuss the movie on its own. Is it Project Hail Mary a good movie? Even if you haven't read the book, can you go and watch it? Yes, of course. If you go and see it without knowing anything, you'll have a great time. The movie has a lot to offer, but I think my honest opinion is that if you read the book first and then you go watch the movie, you're going to have a better experience, because there are certain things that the movie fails to to communicate in a way. Like, there are certain things that are lost in the book to movie adaptation. This is a difficult book to adapt, but I think if you have read the book and you watch the movie like a extra to the book, you're gonna have a good time, but you might get a little disappointed that certain elements might be missing from the movie. That's always the downside of reading the novel first, is that you expect certain things to happen and sometimes they're cut out and you're like, oh, but I wanted to see this. So if you don't want to have this comparison in your mind, then maybe you can watch the movie first. But if you watch the movie first and then you read the book, you will miss on experiencing this sense of discovery. Like, the character in the book is constantly trying to solve some problems, and if you already know the answers to the problems, it's not going to be so interesting. So if you consider reading the book, just read it before the movie, okay? Just before. I think it's better. If you don't want to read the book, you can still enjoy the movie, but you're gonna miss a lot of the exciting things that happen in the book. And actually, this is like one of my major complaints. Let's start with it. Like, I'll first tell you what I maybe didn't like so much about the movie, what I think the movie misses a little bit, and then I'm gonna go and tell you everything that is great about the movie, which is a lot. So it's kind of like 20% it's a little bit lacking, and the other 80% it's absolutely amazing, according to me. Okay, this is my opinion, obviously. So my major problems with the movie are two. One is the ending of the movie. If I compare it to the book, and even on its own, I feel like the ending, it's a little bit rushed. Like, I feel like it happens too quickly compared to the overall length of the movie. I would prefer the movie to be 3 hours, but to have the ending like be more of a punch. Because when I was reading the book, the ending was very strong, and there's a certain moment when you realize something together with the character, or a bit earlier than him. Like, I realized it a few pages before him, and I was like, oh my god. And when you realize that, and he has to do some decisions, and it's kind of a strong moment. And in the book, there was a big emotional punch, and it kind of felt stronger. I don't know if it's because I didn't know, and now I knew what's gonna happen. I feel like the ending could have been a little bit better. Like, maybe a few minutes more, a few things more could have worked better. That's my only complaint. But it's not a big thing. It's not a big thing. The bigger problem, I think, is the problem solving. In the book, the character Grace, the main character, he has to solve a lot of problems that arise in space, and he has to solve a lot of science stuff to understand where he is, what's going on, how to communicate with Rocky, to understand what, there's a lot of science and problem solving, which is very difficult to show on screen. I understand that. I understand this is not very visual storytelling. It's different when you solve the problem on the page with the character and just like watching him talk to the screen, But I think it could have been done better. Like, I don't know, in The Martian, they had the video vlogs. Here, maybe they didn't want to have the same thing. They did have some vlogs, but it wasn't so often. But I don't know, BBC Sherlock, they had a very clever way of presenting how his thought process and everything, even visually. Yeah, they could have done that better, but they chose different focus. The tension was lost in certain scenes because the answer was given like too quickly and too easily. You know, oh, we don't know that, and then 3 seconds after that we know that, and it comes too easily. And so in the book there is so much more tension and more sense of urgency and danger because you don't know how this thing's gonna work out. And in the movie, this is a little bit lost. So this is like the minus of the movie. But the movie has a different advantage to the book, and that is it builds more on the characters. It builds more on their relationship. And this is maybe something that the book doesn't have so much. That's why I feel like if you take the book and the movie together and you like read the book and then watch the movie, you have like the complete perfect experience because each has their plus and minuses, and you should be able to enjoy both, right? Yeah, I think like the science things were a bit lost. And even in the relationship between Grace and Rocky, in the movie, it's more like they have like bonding time through, I don't know, they hang out together, or they see like pictures from Earth. Like this was in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. This was in the trailer. There were shots of them together. And it's more like, oh, this is like the typical bonding time. But in the book, most of their bonding time was like they're trying to solve problems together. They're in a crisis together. And this is also a bonding way, no? And there were certain moments in the book which was quite funny and endearing moments that didn't make it to the movie that I missed. So yeah, I think like the science and the ending were a bit missing. That's the 20%. Now I'm gonna tell you about all that is great, right? Which is, first of all, Ryan Gosling is perfect for this role, like perfect, okay? And he does a really good performance. Like he nails the humor and the drama of the movie. Now a little bit of side note, like this movie can be very funny. And so there's also a lot of heart and drama. And I think the balance between them, it's kind of 90% perfect. And maybe a few moments, the comedy is too much, or a few moments, the drama, maybe it's too much. It's very few moments, but that's personal preference, I think. Most of the time, it balances very well, the drama and the humor and the action. So yeah, Ryan Gosling does a great job. He kind of carries the movie on his shoulders, right? And then there is Rocky, who is super fun. I mean, he's just so much fun to watch. Everything about him is fun. I think he works well. They did well with the puppeteering, and you can really feel that he is in the scene, and that's really fun. And their entire dynamic, it's very fun to watch. Like I think I can rewatch this movie like multiple times and I will never be bored because it's just so enjoyable and I loved it. So the dynamic between the characters is great. I also like the fact that they kind of enrich the dynamics between Grace and the other characters on Earth. There is more there are more scenes. They left the science a bit on the back and focus more on the human interaction of the human experience, which is maybe more mainstream, not mainstream, but like it's more relatable to more people, I guess. I don't know. But it was nice. It was all the added moments with the people on Earth were good. I like that. And then the visuals were stunning. Like I watched it in IMAX and I suggest you watch it in IMAX. Like I haven't been excited to go to the cinema in a long time. And for this I was super excited and I'm planning to watch it again because I feel like the first time you see it, you cannot help but compare with the book. You cannot help but expect, this or that to happen. And then when it doesn't happen the way you think it would, or if there's some favorite scene that is cut, there is a bit of disappointment. But now that I went through this, I think the second time, I think I will enjoy it more because now I know what to expect. And there's so much to enjoy. So let's conclude this part. If you're not a fan of the book, I think you will enjoy this movie for its visuals, for the great character dynamic, for the great story. But just don't expect something that is very action-packed. Like there is a very great action sequence, like very dangerous moment, how to say it. It's really great, but it's more like a character-focused story, I think. It's not some kind of a super tense adventure. I think that is because when the science is so easily given, like the answers are very easily given, a lot of the tension from the book is lost. But even if the tension is lost, there is more human character moments. You will enjoy it. I think a lot of people can enjoy that, even if they are not particularly a fan of sci-fi, they can enjoy it. So I think it's really like large audience can have a good time with it. And if you have read the book, I think you also enjoy it because it's 80-90% super faithful, and it's very respectfully done to the source material. A lot of the moments are there. But of course, I mean, it's not the book. Obviously, there are certain things that are a bit different, and according to your personal taste, you might like it a lot or less. I don't know. For me, it was 80% great and 20% a little bit lacking. I don't know how I would have felt if I didn't read the book. I think I would still feel like the ending was rushed. Like I was expecting a bigger punch at the end. So let me just go into spoilers now. So if you have not read the book, you can click away and come back after you watch the movie or you read the book, and preferably both. So let's go into spoilers. The spoilers will be just to add to what I already said, like the ending with Rocky when Grace goes to save him. I really wanted more of this moment, and just the entire sequence of him realizing what's happening was really strong in the book, and here it's just so quick. And other things are just so quick. When he wakes up and he immediately realizes he is in space. In the beginning of the movie, there are some of these scenes that he's trying to analyze the astrophage and to see what they're made of. This was kind of good, but then on the ship itself, like when he was on the ship, it just got too quickly. And for example, I was waiting for like when Rocky saved him and Rocky was unwell, and in the book he tried to cure him and it didn't work out, and this was kind of a bit cut. I feel like the creators really wanted to sell the bond between the two characters, and to make it more approachable to people, they chose to sell their friendship through more common tropes like bonding times and chatting about their ex, and these are fun stuff, but I really miss their bonding and when they were solving problems and Rocky was telling him like, oh, you're very I mean, you have this in the movie, but I think in the book there was more, like Rocky was more pushing him to work harder. And but yeah, that's minor stuff. I think I have to watch the movie like 2-3 more times and maybe reread the book. No, I think I will get the audiobook this time. But let's talk about the things that they did great. Okay, let's talk positive stuff, because there's so much positive stuff. Like the visuals are so amazing. Like I was looking forward to the sequence on the planet where they was trying to gather like the local life forms. It was amazing, and I personally like the music a lot, like the soundtrack, and I was like at the edge of my seat. So this scene, they nailed it. It was great. I was really looking forward to it. And I think, of course, the book is great, but when you have space and you have these visuals, it's another level, right? And it's just so awesome. And I appreciate the way they try to explain certain things. Like, for example, at the beginning of the movie, he explained the sound waves and how they create different patterns that helped later to show how Rocky can see through sound waves, and that was cool. And also it was cool to kind of see what Rocky sees. It was really cool. And the way they made his little monitor was very cool. Like, there are so many details in this movie that were very cool. Yeah, I don't have much imagination to use other words than cool, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like, when you read the book, you really want to see these things. And I think they did great with the production design, with the lighting. Like, you can tell that people who worked on this movie really put a lot of enthusiasm in it, a lot of heart in it. So even if I maybe would have preferred this or that detail, that doesn't matter. It's normal. Like, overall, it's really great adaptation and really great experience. I hope everyone can go see it. I keep recommending it to all my friends. So yeah, also Rocky's ship was super cool, and the way they try to communicate. But you know, little details are lost in this case. For example, I don't know if people who watch the movie will realize that the wall that was made between the two ships were with different materials because Rocky was trying to test which one. You know, all these little details that were smart and fun in the book are kind of so lost to the are kind of lost to the viewer. So I feel like I will be this annoying friend that if you watch the movie with me, I'll be like, let me explain to you this, this, and this. I don't want to be that friend, but probably I will be, because that was very fun to me, and I like the way they made Rocky speak. That was, I think, that was a nice change because, of course, otherwise we will have to read subtitles and it will be more difficult to follow for some people. Or just in general, like it's nice to hear his voice. So that was cool, and I think like Rocky here was a bit more chaotic, a bit more all over the place in some ways. I mean, I love Rocky. Who doesn't love him? And let me know, what do you like about the movie? What are your impressions? What is your opinion? What is there something like you didn't like or like? I'm curious to know. I'm just so excited about this movie. So yeah, I'm gonna go watch it again soon. Just for some final note, I want to say is that these days I was talking about my with a friend of mine, like how cinema can be such a great art form because it can give so much information in a single shot, that there's so much you can tell with visual arts. But when I was watching the movie, I was like, yeah, but literature also has so much that it can give that cinema can't. Like, just such a different art form, and just this movie remind me of that. Like, I mean, each art form has its plus and minuses. You know, cinema can give this visual feast, but literature can really pick up your brain and it can make you think and feel in a different way. So it's great when you have both, right? It's great when you see the same story, how it can be told in completely different mediums. And I really appreciate the efforts put into Project Hail Mary. And I think it's going to be one of the movies I'm going to rewatch often. I think I might actually buy it, like to have it, to watch it from time to time. It's totally worth it. So that's it for now. I hope this video was enjoyable. I was really looking forward to talk about this movie, and yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know. I just really want to talk about it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!